happy day, I'm Gloom. And it appears to me that true animated stories seem to be the reality TV of today's online content. A lot of my friends are reacting to this channel called Share My Story, and they do pretty well for themselves. In fact, they got 138 million views in the past month. That's absolutely insane. Just at face value, it's for teens to share their stories. I'm not gonna sit here and ironically watch this and be like, this isn't true, this isn't true. I'm gonna watch this and try to just look at it as an art form, whether it's true or not, and kind of try to understand the storytelling and I guess the strategy here, because it's interesting, okay? It's interesting to me. This video is called My Dad Watched Me on His Camera. 10 million views in 1 month. That's a lot of views in 1 month, and yeah, a dad watching you on the camera, I feel like we all have like this weird, disgusting, voyeuristic thing about us where I guess 10 million of us would definitely click on it, and I'm about to do that right now, so here we go.
I'm scared of my dad. I think he turned insane.
I think he turned insane.
Just 1 year ago, we were a happy family. But then my dad had an accident at work where he fell off a ladder and hit his head. He spent 2 weeks inside the hospital to recover. But when he came back home, he was a different person.
Okay, so I think this is really interesting because like this is coming from a teenager's perspective, and like you don't instantly relate, you know, someone getting hurt to them going crazy. It might be something that you go like in retrospect, like, oh, like actually coming to think of it, after he hit his head, he changed as a person. It's weird how she instantly knew that this is the reason why her dad went crazy. And also, I don't know if you've heard about like the story of like the pole going through the guy's brain and it completely changed his personality, but it took an entire pole getting lodged through a man's head for it to change his entire personality. And for this guy, it appears that he just like bumped his head at work and was in the hospital for 2 weeks. No more monkeys jumping on the bed here. This guy bumped his head, hospital, he's coming home, he's crazy. What do you do?
He took my mom aside and told her she wasn't allowed to teach dance classes anymore. My mom said, "What? Why not?" And my dad responded, "Your students only want to seduce you so they can sleep with you. But not anymore. From now on, you are my obedient housewife."
Oh, okay, okay. If the dad pulled his mom aside to tell her this, was the daughter just sitting there the whole time? And like, it's one thing to go crazy. Like if Terry came home one day with a bandage on his head and said, "You're to be my obedient housewife now," I'd be like, you've gotta be trolling me. Like you've gotta be out of your mind. How does a bump on the head take him back to the 1800s?
I've never seen my mom scared.
Okay, so she was in the
She had
room.
been a dance teacher for more than 20 years. My dad started to criticize my mom on her looks and other things. He said, "Don't wear that makeup. It looks ugly on you." Or, "Don't always smile. It looks terrible."
Don't always smile, it looks terrible. This almost seems like some sort of like fan fiction that somebody like wrote and submitted to just kind of evoke as much emotion as possible from the viewer. Like right now we're like, ah, this guy's insane! I hate this guy! When writing this story, they were like, let's make the worst possible guy ever. How does he become the worst possible guy ever? Oh, he gets bumped on the head. And the mom, for some reason, is playing along with it, even though she married a sane dude.
But she loved him so much, she didn't speak up to him.
She loved her anime husband.
My dad convinced my mom to start taking medication against depression. He said those little pills would help her.
He convinced the mom to start taking medication. Where did the medication come from? You can't go to a doctor and get medication for someone else. You can't where I live. They would say like, no, you gotta send the girl in and she has to do a test and we have to make sure that it's clinical and that we can give her this prescription. Where did these pills come from?
My mom immediately turned into a lifeless zombie. Suddenly, she rarely spoke and never smiled.
Unlucky.
When we ate for dinner, she would keep quiet and look at her dish. It was painful to see my evil dad turn my cheerful mom into this lifeless servant. I begged her to stop taking the medication, but she only responded, "It's good for me. It's good for your dad."
What? Okay. I don't know what kind of medications are out there. All I know is from what I've done in my experience, and medications like this definitely have an impact on like how you feel, but they don't hypnotize you. Maybe some brands do. And if some brands do, please enlighten me in the comments, because like that would be very ignorant of me to say, but in my experience, it changes something. But I wouldn't start taking them and then the next day be like, all hail King Terry. Like it wouldn't happen.
I screamed, "Leave my mom alone. You're destroying her life." My dad didn't like that I was speaking up to him. He said, "Do you know what I've done for you? Look at your ugly dress. Who bought that for you? I did.
Okay, wait. If you're trying to guilt trip somebody and make them feel bad, the play is to say, look how fortunate you are. Look at everything around you. Look at that beautiful dress that you're wearing. I paid for that. You don't say, look at that ugly dress. I bought that ugly dress for you. You look like crap today 'cause of me. What more could you want? I treat you so well. They're trying to like make this guy seem like the worst guy possible. And it appears that a lot of people have been, I guess, manipulated by this. It's crazy.
Appreciate how hard I worked for this family.
Thank you for working so
I
hard.
responded by screaming, Mom bought me this dress and she said it's beautiful. I won't allow you to give her any more of those evil pills. My dad was angry too, and that's why he got a big axe, went to my room
Whoa,
and
I thought he set up cameras. Where's this axe coming from?
chopped down my door into
Whoa.
little pieces. That's what you get for being a disobedient daughter. But I knew that taking away my privacy was all part of his plan to take complete control over our family. That's why I wasn't surprised when he came to my room the next day and installed a camera with an integrated loudspeaker.
You know, you could, okay, so I know that the writer of this story is allegedly a teenager, but if someone set up cameras in your bedroom, I'm pretty sure that's not legal. This guy by himself, without hiring anybody, can set up integrated speakers and a camera to take someone's door down. Instead of unscrewing the doors, he takes an axe. This guy's like half caveman, half technological genius.
I thought he was bluffing and tried to ignore
What
the
do you mean you
camera.
thought he was bluffing?
But whenever I laid down on my bed to relax,
She thought he was bluffing so that the story can progress. This story should be 2 minutes and 33 seconds. Like, I called the cops and they took the cameras down. Or I moved out, like I ran away. I went and lived at my grandma's house because that's insane. Or I told anybody. But instead it's up. Thought he was bluffing, so I laid down in bed and started changing.
I'd speak through the loudspeaker and say, go study for school or I'll take away your smartphone.
Your smartphone? What kind of a teenager says, I don't want my dad to take away my smartphone?
And one morning before school, he even told me that my outfit looked ugly and I should change it.
What? That's insane! Even if this happened to me and I was like telling you guys the story, I would omit that detail because it just sounds so unbelievable. And I know that I said I wasn't gonna like focus on how true that this could possibly be, but like that's just bad storytelling.
I didn't know if he had watched me changing my clothes a few minutes earlier.
Yikes.
But worse were the psychological effects. Being watched nonstop was super stressful because I could never relax. And then my dad took me to a doctor
He must have had a lot of time on his hands.
and told him I was severely depressed and needed medication to battle my anxiety. I was shocked and said, no, that's not true, I'm perfectly well. Luckily, the doctor believed me.
Presumably, if the dad got the medication for the mom, he would go to the same doctor to do it for his daughter. This doctor is like, yeah, we're just gonna do the mom but not the daughter, I think.
My dad was furious and punished me by taking away my smartphone and laptop.
Stop calling it a smartphone! I've never heard a teenager call it a smartphone in my life.
He said I would have to study for school nonstop
That
until
face.
I finally became a good and obedient daughter. I'm not sure if parents are allowed to make their kids study all day from morning until evening.
I'm not sure if parents are allowed to film their kids, but we're not sure about a lot of things these days.
If I rested my head on the desk for just a few minutes, I would hear my dad screaming, "Go back to work or you'll be punished even worse."
Where does the dad get the time? What is the mom doing in the spare time?
He had complete control over my mom and I. He did it by tyrannizing us and making our lives hell. I felt my only option left was to run away. That's why I called
Yeah.
my mom to my room. I told her we had to run away because Dad was destroying our family. But
Okay.
she said she had promised to stay with Dad in good as in bad times.
Thank goodness he had those brainwashing pills. Try to get her on them too, but didn't work.
Instead of defending myself against my dad, I should start attacking him and fight
No.
fire with fire.
No, just
That's why I woke up in the middle of the night and creeped into my parents' bedroom. There, I took my dad's phone and went outside. I knew his password.
what? How? How could somebody this paranoid, who doesn't trust you, who's this secretive, who spies on you 24/7, how could he let you know the password to his phone?
Find something on there that I could use against him.
Something on there you can use against him? You can use the fact that he's filming you against him! This doesn't make any sense!
And bingo.
Let me guess, he's cheating?
I found a SMS conversation that said, "See you in 20 minutes at the Four Seasons Hotel." I wrote down the number of that person and called it up the next day to find out who it was.
He is cheating.
Someone picked up and said, "Hey, Crystal here. Who am I talking to?"
Oh, that's totally how I answer my phone. Hey, Cassie here. You want to meet at the Four Seasons? This guy's on unemployment. He's incapable of working. He made the mother quit her job as a dance teacher, but he can afford the Four Seasons to take Crystal.
I said, I found your number in a phone and then she said, oh, sorry, sweetie. Did your husband cheat on you with me? I'm sorry, but I'm only a dancer, so don't be mad at me.
Ah, this is so fake!
I hung up and ran to my mom to tell her about what happened, but she was so on her medication.
She was so on her medication?
She said, as long as he is happy, I am happy too.
Oh my.
And then she continued to sleep.
You gotta be kidding me. I think that you could like feasibly say that she was so manipulated by him in this really bad relationship that she just like turned the other cheek. But to say that medication is possible of brainwashing somebody to this extent, it's insane.
I called my aunt over. Then we drove my mom into the forest. We rented a small house so my mom could get off her medication. Once she was back to normal, we had a conversation.
Wait, so it was that easy? It took you months to call your aunt and she fixed everything instantly? Okay. I don't really trust the chronology of all this.
I told my mom she had to break up with Dad to rescue our family. She didn't seem convinced, but then I brought a special guest. I had invited Crystal over to tell my mom.
Wait, but if Crystal said, if Crystal said, I'm just a dancer, sorry your husband cheated with me, why would she come all the way out to the forest not being paid to talk to the mom?
She and Dad had done together.
So the dad is like the worst person possible, and all of the women in this story are just like real stand-up people or damsels in distress.
Mom finally realized my dad had cheated on her. She broke down in tears, and finally she said, yes, I have to break up with him. We all went together into my dad's house. When he saw us, he was so mad he screamed, where have you been? Where have you been? My mom looked very nervous, but she plucked up all her courage and said, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna break up with you. Your behavior hurts both your daughter.
Aren't they married? Isn't it, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna divorce you? It's so weird.
My dad looked shocked. But then he started screaming, you gonna leave me after all those years we spent together?
After all those ugly dresses I bought you, you're gonna leave me, huh?
My dad was clearly manipulating my mom, and I got so angry, I screamed back at him.
My brain is gone. It's rotten. It's gone. I can't.
You tell mom how you cheated on her with Crystal.
Oh,
my dad responded, huh, you gonna believe our daughter? She's been trying to destroy our family for months. But my mom said, I've met Crystal, and I know it's true.
She's a lovely woman.
You've met up with her several times.
At the Four Seasons.
My dad didn't know how to respond, and my mom had enough time and confidence to gather her stuff. Afterward, we all moved into my aunt's apartment, and I thought we could finally be a happy family again. But my mom still looked miserable.
Let me guess.
I told her to go back.
She goes back. No, she doesn't go back to teach dancing. She goes back to him.
Because that has always been her favorite thing to do. But she said all she wanted to do was see my dad again. I was devastated, but it got worse. A few hours later, she said, hey, sweetie, I'm always gonna love you, you know that? But I'm gonna move in with Dad again, and I want you to stay here with your aunt.
Okay, so if she's off the brainwashing pills, how is she still brainwashed? These guys gotta get the 10 minutes, so I knew that the mom was gonna go back with the dad, but like, how are they gonna justify this?
I couldn't believe it. My mom wanted to leave me for my evil dad. Did she love him so much? None of it made any sense.
No, it's not making any sense.
But this time, I knew I couldn't do anything. She just left, and we didn't talk for months, even though I missed her so much.
Oh. My emotions.
I went over to my parents' house. My dad opened the door wearing a weird outfit. He said, good day, how can I help you?
Wait, what? He opens the door wearing a weird outfit. He goes, good day, how can I help you? Maybe he's calmed down since then. Maybe now he is wearing ugly outfits and he's calmed down.
And luckily, he let me in.
And he lets her in easy.
There were weird symbols all over the walls. When I saw my mom, she was also wearing a weird outfit.
Okay, so let me guess, they joined the nose Illuminati? It's like the Illuminati symbol, instead of an eye, it's a nose.
I couldn't hold back and said with tears in my eyes, I've missed you so much, Mom. But she just replied, it's okay. How can I help you?
How is she brainwashed again?
Why are you talking so weird? What's up with your outfit? What is going on? And then my dad said, for many years we have lived as sinners, but now we found our Creator. Then he gave me a book with one of those symbols on it. I took it back home and read it the same day from beginning to end.
Okay.
That's when I knew my parents had joined a cult. I did some more internet research and found out that the cult was a big scam. They basically tricked their followers into giving 30 to 50% of their salary to the cult in exchange for redemption.
But they don't have any salary left. They don't have jobs.
My parents invited me to come back to their house. I gladly accepted their invitation.
Also, why isn't she saying what cult it is? Like, if this is Share My Story, this would be like a really cool like opportunity to bring awareness to said cult. I clicked on a video called My Dad Watched Me on His Camera, and I'm like, where'd the brainwashing pills go? And what cult is this again?
There was a man with them, and my parents told me to talk
Oh, it's their
to
leader.
him.
Is this an episode of Riverdale?
Asked me if I'd read the book my dad had given to me.
Why is Squidward there? Is this a picture of their leader? Oh man, did they join the cult of Squidward? Everyone knows that's a scam.
Now that you know the truth, you are in great danger. Satan hates people learning about the truth. He will send his demons to find you. Your only way to be safe is by going through the process of reincarnation.
What? Are they gonna kill her?
I immediately realized that he was trying to scare me, so I would join his stupid cult. The only problem was that I knew demons didn't exist.
Oh.
That's why I ran to my mom and said, "Please, Mom, don't tell me you believe in this stupid cult.
She obviously does!
You know that demons don't exist. Come on, let's get out of here." But my mom kept her fake smile.
Join the cult of Squidward.
You will understand the truth someday. Then my dad said to me, "You're not ready yet. Please leave our house." All that happened 2 years ago, and I haven't seen my parents since. I only know that they have sold their house and moved somewhere else, but they never cared to visit or call me. It's sad. I still miss my mom so much. She was such a beautiful person. But I also knew I had to move on, and that's what I did. Thank
Good.
you for listening to my story.
No problem. That was really just something. That was just truly a blast from the past. That was the most sensationalized, crazy, just brain melting, and all these thumbnails at the end, abandoned because I'm too pretty? Oh, who wants that one next? Abandoned pregnant at 14? I got my stepmom pregnant? It's a little kid in the thumbnail and he's pointing at this belly and the belly is gigantic. I wouldn't have known this if I didn't lose my, okay, you know what? This is crazy. It's very extravagant. Like, it pulls on your heartstrings. Her dad deserved many years of jail, 8.2K. Yeah, we all watched this video and like they wrote the dad as the most hateable person possible. No redeeming qualities whatsoever. So the mom had to have been brainwashed in order to keep following him around. It's just, yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah, it makes me mad. How many people got mad after watching this video? Me, I got mad. I got real mad. I guess like that's what it's, that's what it was designed to do. Just make you real mad. Great. Now that we're all mad, I don't know, dude. I feel kind of like dirty having watched it, having bought into it. Obviously, when you watch something like this, you want to believe it, because why wouldn't you? Because of a lack of cynicism, it's a really easy way to get manipulated for views. And this is like the play now. I just thought that that was really interesting, so I wanted to watch one of these with you. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think that, I mean, this is like a cool art form, if you think it's true, if you think that it was more than just an emotional appeal. I would have really liked for her to like call out the brand of medication the mom took, the name of the cult that was joined, just, you know, stuff that can help you watch out for the future. Even the injury that the dad had, be really interesting to know to help people in the future. But yeah, my brain is just, it's so rotten right now. I just don't even know what to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. If you'd like to see me talk about things and play things in the future, then make sure you hit push notifications, and I will see ya on the next one. Bye.